Foolish mortals, why are you still here? I would have expected you to be gone by now, but you persist. Crazy creatures. Anyway, here I am. I'm just here to prattle on about some stuff and show you my new shirt from Shirt Punch. Shirt Punch rocks. My system for getting shirts now is I get an order in. I get my 2 shirts that I've ordered, and then I order 2 more. But I've been working my butt off, and I've been too tired to actually do that. But anyway, so this is the most recent acquisition. I love this company. They rock. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I was planning on doing I was going to do a review, part 2 of my review for the Genesis Custom Saber Dark Side Vector. And I was just too physically destroyed to actually do that. And I just kind of woke up out of a slight nap from my coma. And so I was thinking I would just give you guys some news. I just received my blade. I got a package from Saberforge. The new blade for my Redeemer. That's being repaired along with my Nova. They're both Champion Edition by Saberforge. The Redeemer's been broken so long that I actually never reviewed nor did an unboxing or anything. It was like that occurred before I even started this channel. So I'm really excited to get my Redeemer back because that's kind of a rare piece. It's like one of the rare non-chrome ones. I'm not a real big fan of the chrome editions by Saberforge. I have a Prodigal Son, and that's nice. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of chrome. Chrome's not my thing. So it'll be really cool to get my Redeemer back. Anyway, but the real reason why I'm here is to talk about Ultra Sabers. I've had recently experience with customer service that just kind of left me really surprised. I kind of covered it in one of my previous videos, but here's the story. Out of the blue, I get an email from Ultra Sabers inquiring about an order because it went past 4 weeks. And so the usual yada, 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 apologies, recriminations, despair, suffering, misery. But they said that they would fulfill the order within a couple days. They gave me my 20% off coupon. Hurrah. This was as an answer to an email that I had sent them 3-4 weeks ago. I don't know. And I'd kind of given up on them until I got this email. And as I said previously, the email they had sent, 75 to 80% of that email was regarding my Empress that had a lot of holes in the order because the website at the time I placed my pre-order was sort of broken because it was brand new. And I don't know why you would make a pre-order live if all the stuff isn't working, but suffice it to say, that was a thing that I wanted to get taken care of. So when they emailed me, they only talked about the addendum I put on that particular email inquiring about, what's going on with my Azure Fallen. That's what they had addressed, but they kind of left the Empress blank. So I basically just wrote back because it said at the bottom, you can write back and ask whatever questions you want. And they basically responded, within a few hours and said something to the effect of, let's see, how did it go? They told me that, I don't know, essentially that they'd look into it. And so, I'm trying to remember the timeline. I'm really, really freaking tired. Boy, this looks bad. This looks real bad. Okay. So, essentially what ended up happening was they said, okay, here's a link. Go to, our website, enter in all the shit that you want, basically, and then copy and paste that into the email, and we'll adjust the order. And so I did that, and then the next day, which was today's the next day. Today's not yesterday, today's the next day, so today is now. When is now? Now is then. Well, when's then? Here, whatever, anyway. So they went, basically they said, okay, well, this is how much all that stuff's going to cost, because I decided to upgrade the order to a premium sound, a V4, so I could customize sound fonts and all that kind of stuff. And so they said, this is how much it's going to cost. And in order to pay for it, basically, they gave me a link to the website. And you had to enter in requisition points because it cost like another $114, which wasn't as... I mean, I thought it was honestly going to be more like $200, but it was only $114. And that's to get the LED upgraded to Sentinel Yellow, to get the flash on Clash Orange, and upgrade it from light sound to premium V4 sound. And $114. Send in the requisition points, and then basically in the notes you have to say this is for modifications to the pre-existing order, and then boom, then I received basically confirmation emails, yada yada yada, with all the, you know, here's 10% coupons for all you and all your friends that expire in like 3 days, and yeah, so I wrote back and I said, dude, you've been awesome. Thank you for the help and everything. And they, you know, wrote back gratuities and whatnot. So a rare example of what customer service actually should be. It was fast and efficient and relatively painless and surprising, because this was completely, well, relatively unsolicited. So it is possible. So basically, the takeaway from all of this, I think, is that, you know, you kind of have to just sort of, I guess, give up and then wait, and then eventually, it's a little bit like Saberforge's customer service, where, you know that probably get back to you within a week, but with Ultra Sabers, you know, just due to volume, it's probably more like 3 weeks to a month, and that's really difficult, and to basically reinforce what Rebel Chumps said, you know, their customer service has always been meh, and I think just it just went kind of, you know, it was sort of like bad customer service on steroids recently. But in the end, the impression I got was that they definitely have to take care of stuff in the end. I mean, they can't just let like an Empress order with like holes in it just exist. And I think once I pointed that out to them, I just had to get the right person, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we gotta fix this. And so procedurally things kind of like took place, and sort of, you know, reconcile that whole situation. So pre-orders, I guess, end on the 15th, so that's not too far off. Or maybe it's just the sale. I'm not exactly sure what the timeline is for the Empress, but suffice to say, this is like the first fully loaded, decked out saber that I've bought from Ultra Sabers, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm excited to get my Azrael, and I haven't received a shipping notification for that as yet, but still, I'm looking forward to receiving both of those and reviewing them. And just so you know, I do have, like, you know, things are starting to come to a head. I've got some things that are gonna be like arriving, and these are all sabers that have been in the works for a while. So, you know, hopefully I'll have some unboxing and some reviews to do and whatnot, do some catch up. It's probably gonna be a busy weekend for me, because I think I'm gonna have to make up some hours, because I missed work Monday because health related issues. But anyway, so I will stop prattling on. Prattling mortals, off you pop. And yeah, so anyway, in my hand, just so I'm not leaving you without some kind of saber action, I've got my my Apprentice LE V5 and Arctic Blue. And no, the windows don't bother me at all. I've gotten so used to them, and they've worn away a little bit, so they're not quite as sharp. And I have sabers that are sharper. The little cutaways on my Aurora are much sharper. My plan for Ultra Sabers is, I'm hoping, well, I think I said this, but I want May the 4th sale. I'm hoping to get a EvoFlex with a NeoPixel, so we'll see if that happens. Anyway, so that's the end of me for tonight. Sorry the video isn't shorter. and more interesting. Me just kind of going on and on and on about stuff, but I do that sometimes, you know what I mean? Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Just stay positive. You're right now, you're getting inundated with information and stuff and things and bad news, and just the whole world seems to be on fire a little bit, just a little bit on fire. And you know what? We're gonna be fine. Well, not all of us, unfortunately, but most of us will, and that's really what counts, right? So, stiff upper lip and stay positive. And as always, I wish everyone to be healthy and happy and continue having fun. Continue savoring, and we'll weather this, and we'll get to the other side. And unfortunately, humanity will continue to exist, and I accept this as a reality. Yes. Anyway, so that's the end of me for tonight, and hope you guys, have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for listening. Bye.